I mentioned earlier that the US is thinking about introducing a pharmaceutical tariff. This is what they call a sectoral tariff. Some of the companies are actually taking advantage of this window of 90 days deferment to export as much as they can now, but it is really no consolation because this is advanced sales and exports. You are just selling ahead of time, which means in time to come, the exports and the production will slow down. I mentioned earlier that the US is thinking about introducing a pharmaceutical tariff. This is what they call a sectoral tariff. They want to make sure that with this tariff, they are able to secure the supply chain for their pharmaceutical supplies. And there will be conditions attached to these tariffs, and if you want a concession on these tariffs. And they have offered Singapore to say that why not both Singapore and US can sit down and discuss some form of a concession for Singapore to have a beneficial or preferential tariff, even to the extent of a zero tariff for pharmaceutical exports to the US. You will require some efforts on the Singapore side to ensure that the supply chain for this pharmaceutical is secured. And these are the details that we are discussing. And this is a significant opportunity and a significant agreement because pharmaceutical export is an important part of Singapore's exports to the US. So beyond this pharmaceutical, there are also discussion on semiconductor. I think US has also announced that they're going to look at the sectoral tariffs on semiconductor exports to US. The details are not available, and this is not part of the discussion on pharmaceutical yet. But at the same time, they also mentioned that there is going to be this tariff, and they're happy to discuss with Singapore how we can ensure continued supply. And the reverse is also important, that they are also keen to see how they can continue to supply Singapore with semiconductor technology so that they will support our digital economy, our semiconductor industries, and the various critical industries that are important to us. Some of the companies are actually taking advantage of this window of 90 days deferment to export as much as they can now because the tariff has been deferred. And this is what we call front loading. And therefore, you may see our exports grow, our economy activities actually pick up. But it is really no consolation because this is advanced sales and exports. You are just selling ahead of time, which means in time to come, the exports and the production will slow down. And we talk to our businesses, their feedback is also they are very concerned about this uncertainty because they don't really know what the tariffs are going to be. Whether they are able to lock into longer term orders is something they are concerned about, because if you lock into an order that is going to be delivered in 6 months, in 1 year's time, what the tariff will be at that time, they really have no visibility today. So I think to many businesses, this uncertainty is very worrying and very unsettling. So companies are worried about their revenue going forward. They are worried about also payment from their customers. Some of the orders have been delayed or cancelled, so therefore their revenue will be affected, their cash flow will be affected. So some of them are concerned about working capital, and these are the issues that we will take into account. We are also talking to the banks and also reviewing our various financing schemes that we have already put in place and still in place to see whether they are adequate and whether there is room for us to enhance them. So we are preparing all these schemes, and if the situation warrants, we will roll out some of these schemes to be targeted at helping companies in specific areas of needs. Indeed, we are very concerned about the younger generation that are coming out into the job market, especially for the first time, and they're graduating from university, from the polytechnics, from ITs, they're looking for a job. And my word of encouragement, I won't say advice, my word of encouragement for them is to keep the options open and pick up any job that is meaningful, that they think they can do well, and just try the job. And also I encourage them to also be more flexible in terms of the type of job they are looking for and the type of salaries they are looking for. I think when the situation improves and the job market strengthens, there will always be opportunities to look for better job and better paying jobs. We are watching this space, and we just want to tell these fresh graduates, don't worry, we are behind you, and we'll always be there to support you. And the first thing that we want to do is to work with the IHLs to see how we can strengthen our career advice, career guidance, and job fairs and the placement support for them.